This is the Vaguely Nerdy Podcast, where every week this brother-sister duo gets together to discuss the box office, latest film and TV scoops, along with our latest movie or show review, and what we're getting into next. We're your host, Cheryl.
And Jay.
So this week we watched Afraid. It's going to be quite an interesting review. Or not. But Jay is on deck to quiz me for trivia. So what you got?
Okay, so Afraid was written by Chris Weitz.
Yes.
It's the writer of the film.
Uh-huh.
Chris Weitz has a very interesting filmography of writing and directing credits.
Yes.
I'll start you off with one of his credits.
Okay.
His best known work is for American Pie.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which Star Wars movie did he write?
Now, you know what's funny about this? I looked him up when I did our template for the movie, and I didn't see nothing about no Star Wars.
Yeah. He co-wrote a Star Wars movie. Which Star Wars movie did he co-write?
Did I skip over it? Phantom Menace?
No, but I can see why you would think that. No.
Rise of Skywalker.
No, but I can also see why you would think that. No. You're giving him all the ones that have
Is it not like a Skywalker movie? Wait, there's not any non-Skywalker movies.
There are plenty of non-Skywalker Star Wars movies and shows.
Oh, and shows.
Yeah.
So is it a show?
No, it's a movie.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's plenty of non-Skywalker.
Well, he's not old, so he can't be one of the OG 3.
He is 54.
Okay, so yeah.
Old enough. No, he definitely could have made the OG 3.
Intern.
No.
Is it... Star Wars titles are so wordy. Is it... Return of the Jedi? No, that's the third one.
No, which one was Return of the Jedi?
That's what I'm saying. There's like 12 of these.
No, okay,
9.
So it's not A New Hope, it's not Empire Strikes Back, and it's not Return of the Jedi.
Yes. Okay, because that's the OG 3.
Not the original 3.
So it was it's not Rise of Skywalker.
No.
It's not Rise of the Jedi. What are these movies?
Rise of the Jedi.
I just made that up. I know I just made that up. What is the other name?
Upcoming.
What was The Last Duel. I don't know all the names of the Star Wars movies like offhand.
It's one that people like. Generally.
Was it one of the prequels?
Which ones aren't prequels? They're all prequels.
Okay, let me describe the movie.
Anything before Rise of Skywalker is prequel.
Let me describe the movie, and then you have to tell me what the title is. Is it the one where the first one where we get Rey, Finn, and Adam Driver?
No,
Kylo Ren.
No, but which one is that one?
That's the first of the new trio.
That is
I don't know the name.
Rise of Skywalker.
No.
Which one is
Rise
that one?
of Skywalker was the last one.
Hold on. I have to look this up now.
Thank you. I was going to say,
which I did not expect to have to know for this
are
trivia.
like wordy, and there's like 9 of them junks at this point. I can't determine which is which just based on title. I got to describe the plot, and then you have to tell me the title.
You were thinking of The Force Awakens.
Oh, that's what that movie.
Yeah,
so
so
first,
it's not The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Now, people didn't like the one after that, which is...
The Last Jedi is the middle one, which I think is what you referred to when you said The Last Duel.
Exactly. So did he write that one?
No.
And he didn't write Rise of Skywalker.
No.
Okay, so we going back. So it got to be one of the prequels.
Yes? They're all prequels.
No, not the Rise of Skywalker one.
You just want me to tell you it?
What is it?
It's Rogue One.
Oh, I should have picked that one.
You go Rogue One.
The one that's actually different from all the ones that I
love
guessed.
that you started out by, because I prefaced it with American Pie. I love that you started out by giving him the bad Star Wars ones.
I mean, I know American Pie is like a cult classic, but I literally will never need to watch that movie.
So
again.
he has a interesting filmography because it's varying is what I meant. So
very much varying.
He started out his career with a film called Chuck and Buck and American Pie, which are basically essentially the same type of movie.
It sounds like it.
And About a Boy. But also he wrote Twilight New Moon.
Mm-hmm. I did see that.
The film screenplay. And he also did the screenplay for Cinderella, the live action Disney.
Okay.
And Rogue One with Tony Gilroy.
Interesting that he wrote this movie in the way that he did.
Yeah, so the talent is there and not because, I mean, you know what? There's an appreciation for American Pie. So I won't say American Pie is bad.
I mean, people like Rogue One.
People like American Pie.
Rogue One. I didn't watch Cinderella, so I can't even
wasn't
speak to that.
the audience for American Pie. But people like Rogue One generally. And it spawned Andor, which people really like.
Right.
Even though nobody watches. So that's good.
And it's getting season 2.
And it's getting a season 2. So that's good. That's good for him. So he'll always have Rogue One.
Yeah. And we'll tell you how we feel about this movie when we get to it.
Yeah. So that is the end of the very fun trivia for this week.
So like we were going to run down every Star Wars movie plot because I couldn't do the names.
We were. Mm-hmm. And we confused ourselves even a little.
Exactly.
So. All right, let's get into the rest of the episode. Welcome, fellow movie buffs. I'm Jay.
I'm Cheryl.
Listen in as we break down movie and TV shows, tell you what's in the plot, and hear if we think you should have watched it when you had the chance.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we got another pretty short news week this week, so we'll zoom right through our news and then get right into our review. We'll start off right at the top. Actually, this was kind of cool news that we got. They have officially acknowledged that there is a Jurassic World movie coming out.
Oh.
The title is officially, and I think this was speculated already, but the official title of the next Jurassic Park/World movie is Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, I don't
anime-y.
I don't love it. It's kind of how I feel about Fantastic Four. First Steps is giving like basic, but just give me the dinos.
Sounds like the Animatrix.
And how does it sound like the Animatrix?
I don't know. I think it's because I'm currently playing Final Fantasy Rebirth, so anything with like the rebirth.
Okay. I see the
anything with the
like,
rebirth suffix.
I was like, how does that work?
Makes me think of a video game. So it's funny. I do like the title though.
You like it? Okay, we split on that.
It's video gamey.
It does.
Because what's being reborn? We're past the rebirth.
Right. Now, well, this movie takes, so we also got the synopsis for the movie. So we got a couple pictures of Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey like hiding in the tall grass, the long grass. As we know, Jurassic Park fans. And then we got a picture of Mahershala Ali with a flare. Mm-hmm. So think of Jeff Goldblum with his flare.
Yeah, all the archetypes are here.
Yes.
You have your Laura Dern, you have your Sam Neill, and you have your
Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep. So the movie takes place 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion, which I'm glad about actually that we put some gap between that. The planet's ecology has proven to be inhabitable to dinosaurs. Surprise.
That was quick though.
Surprise. So,
that basically means the Dominion didn't need to happen. If they had just waited 5 years, the dinosaurs would have died off anyway.
Right. Well, if you think about the first Jurassic Park, the animals couldn't eat the plants that were living.
So, they were lysine deficient.
Since the very first Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs clearly was not supposed to be here. So the remaining dinosaurs they have put on isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the ones they thrived in. So it looks like they have, or sounds like they have rebuilt the dinosaur environment along the equator.
They remain existing in isolated equatorial environments with climates. So was that like not Isla Sorna and Isla Nublar? Did they not have the climates?
I was gonna say, why not put them back on the island?
I mean, one got destroyed by the volcano.
You're right.
The other one didn't, but they left it alone because it was like wild.
That's where dinosaurs were at. So why not just
maybe they're still there. Maybe there's too many. I'm
curious of how they, with the parameter, the fences and whatnot look like around these equatorial
are these islands?
Are they is it like a wall?
It says a biosphere. So is this like is it contained?
It has to be. Anywho, the rest of the synopsis tell us that the three most colossal dinosaurs,
put them in Hollow Earth.
Or excuse me, creatures. They don't say dinosaurs, but that's interesting. Within the tropical biospheres hold the key to a drug that will bring miraculous life-saving benefits to humankind.
So the Giganotosaurus or whatever it's called, the giant long neck
from the last
one,
mm-hmm.
and the T-Rex.
You always gotta have your T-Rex
and
some water based.
A new thing that they introduced.
It's gonna be some with that like
I don't know. Maybe this will be the only
water.
One that doesn't have like a genetically altered dinosaur in it. Because is InGen involved?
Probably. You can't have a Jurassic anything without InGen
or
somewhere.
Some type of InGen
somewhere.
I don't know. Or Mosasaur. Mosasaur is still around.
Okay.
There was something I saw on Twitter that said that this one promises to inject a little bit more of the aquatic dinosaurs into it.
That's what I said. I would wonder if one of the three is a
so the Mosasaur is the big huge one.
Is a water based dinosaur.
Yeah. One's the T-Rex. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe one is not a T-Rex, but we all know that T-Rex gonna come at the end. Like
yeah.
Because it's T-Rex. You gotta have them at the end. We also got a little bit of details about, and I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but so Scarlett Johansson character and Mahershala Ali's character are part of a tactical team that sound like they are tasked to go get the DNA from these dinosaurs for the drugs. And then we have what do they call it? We have a paleontologist who is Jonathan Bailey. And then we also have a big pharma representative. So we got our lawyer / scammy / whatever you want to call, because we always got to have one of those in every Jurassic Park. And then there's also a family in this. So there's a family that is trapped probably because it was too close to where they weren't supposed to be, whatever fences they got up. There's also a family that's entrapped in all of this. So I don't know if I care about no life-saving drug, but I'm going to see it. It don't matter.
So the plot sounds dumb.
It
does.
It's very cheesy.
But I'll see this
regardless
to exhaustion. Mm-hmm. I will watch this 20 times over.
It sounds like we're going to get a lot of like life-saving action, cuz
it sounds like King Kong 2005?
King Kong 2005 with
Jack Black.
Okay.
Is that when that King Kong came out?
Probably.
King Kong.
I think it is pretty old. You're talking about Peter Jackson's King Kong?
With yeah. With Naomi Watts and Jack Black and Andy Serkis and
I hear that.
It sounds like that because they went to Skull Island for an expedition.
You all right?
Expedition.
I know what you meant.
And it turned into like
a
hot mess. They got what they came for, but then it was kind of like a race to get off the island and survive.
Kind of like Skull Island too. Then.
Yeah.
Same
vibe.
Give a little Skull
It's an
Island,
ensemble
King
cast
Kong.
of people who some know each other, some don't,
right.
and they all have to rely on each other to survive on the island, even though some people intentionally went there and some did not.
Right. Now, I wonder if ScarJo and Mahershala's team know that the family is there, or they like run into them.
Probably not, because some people pointed out that this was kind of the plot of Jurassic Park 3. Téa Leoni and them lied to go get her kid.
Right.
Because they had mentioned in the beginning of that movie how the islands were supposed to be protected and monitored for people because they were using it as like a tourist destination. So what it sounds like is this family probably stumbled or on vacation, used some of their ducats of money
cash.
To get somebody with a boat to take them on an excursion to Dino Island, and they crashed. Right. And they crashed, and then they, lo and behold, they think their lucky stars Black Widow is there.
No, you're right. You're right, because it says that Manuel Garcia Ruffalo, I think I'm saying his name right, plays the father of a shipwrecked civilian family.
Oh, so, interesting. Everybody expected him to be the villain. So who's going to be the villain?
The big pharma guy. Who is this? Rupert Friend. Plays the big pharma, so he's the quote unquote villain.
He's gonna be the evil John Hammond.
Yes,
because I think Rupert Friend is also old.
We Googled him last time, but he looked like he'd be a bad guy.
Nope, you're not. You're 42. Sorry, Rupert.
Sorry, Rupert. You're old. You're wise. We meant you wise looking.
Thinking the different Rupert. But no, this looks fun. It sounds ridiculous.
It does.
It sounds like something I watch 1,000 times. The going after collecting, I'm assuming, the bone marrow of 3 dinosaurs to cure cancer
just
is
DNA
extremely
or something.
Stupid. But
they
already
what else
passed the extremely stupid point when they did the cloning plotline. So
Yes,
and I forgive them for that.
Right, I forgot about
that. Was dumb, but
I didn't like the.
But the movies still had a lot of interesting parts that surrounded that stupid plot line. So,
in most Jurassic Park movies, like the good ones, the plot is pretty simple, so we don't need to complicate it.
Yeah, life finds a way. They solidified that early on, so that's the excuse. Yes. That's the ongoing excuse for all of these.
Yes,
life
exactly.
will always find a way.
So I'm looking excited for this. It comes out July 2nd, so it will be our 4th of July movie weekend. It's probably going to do gangbusters at the box office. It's probably going to be nice and loud, so we need to go see this in the Dolby. I
am interested in the science, though, how they explain why the world, because you made a good point.
Doesn't matter.
Jurassic Park 1, they cloned the dinosaurs and they made them lysine deficient so that they ever left out and they died. Mm-hmm. Then Jurassic Park 2, that whole movie was about the fact that they had evolved past the need for lysine because they were thriving.
Right, on the island by themselves.
Without getting their injections.
Right.
And so why did they just stop evolving? Now all of a sudden,
I mean, I'm assuming maybe that's why we have these three new dinosaurs.
Maybe it's global warming and pollution, and that's why it's inhospitable, because they didn't have like
anything
fossil fuels. They are the fossil fuels,
right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The fossil fuels are killing the dinosaurs. That's hilarious.
I mean, global warming.
The irony.
Listen, you tell me it's global warming, I'm like, yes, sure, it absolutely is. I believe it. So, very excited about this. I'm glad that they were finally acknowledging that this movie is being filmed. I feel like nobody, ScarJo finally mentioned it, but
I feel like it was a secret.
We ain't heard from nobody else besides
Gareth
her.
ain't said nothing. It's so funny because everybody's calling it Gareth Edwards, and I feel like nobody's seen Gareth, nobody's talked to Gareth. But
we know he's there though.
We know he's there.
We know they
filmed. Yeah.
And the original writer of Jurassic Park is also writing this, so that's why everybody's also excited, because we got Gareth and we got the original writer. Let me get his name. OG David is back to write this.
Nice.
So we're good. All right, let's get into our trailer park, because that's all we have for the news.
All right, first trailer on the list is for Apartment 7A. This is going to be starring the Silver Surfer.
Sorry, I didn't get to do my tutu. So I had to throw it in while you was doing that.
Sorry, this is going to star Silver Surfer, Julia Garner. This is going directly to Paramount Plus. It is a straight-to-streaming film release that is coming out on September 27th. What is interesting about Apartment 7A? It is a prequel to Rosemary's Baby, which is unnecessary.
I was going to say.
It looks good.
It
looks like
I'm not into this type of show.
It looks like The First Omen.
Okay.
Which
you saw. You watched recently. Yes.
I watched recently.
Right.
I really liked. And I also questioned its necessity when it was first presented. Like, who cares about the story pre-Damien? But they actually made it better. So,
okay.
So maybe this could be good too.
And Julie Gardner has quite a. She got some accolades. I think she won a couple Emmys or two.
Yeah, Ozark. She brought off a big fan base off of Ozark.
Okay.
So yeah. And she's gonna be in the MCU as Silver Surfer is a pretty significant character. Yeah.
It looks spooky. It looks like it's got your demons, your horror, your possession. I don't think I've ever seen Rosemary's Baby, to be honest.
Really? You've never seen Rosemary's Baby?
I don't watch horror movies, so why would I have seen it? No. I mean, I've seen like the Poltergeist though, so I guess I could have made an excuse.
What's wrong with its eyes?
No.
Okay.
And I'm never gonna know, apparently. Okay. So are you gonna watch this and tell us how it is? Because I can't.
I don't think I'm interested. The thing about Rosemary's Baby is I've only seen it like twice.
Oh, only twice. Okay.
It's cool, but it's one of those movies where the fear is in the tension and in the things looming in the background. It's not very in your face. It's a lot of tension, and it's also one of those things where I don't enjoy films where the character is clearly experiencing something supernatural, but nobody believes her, so she's treated like she's crazy.
Okay.
I don't know how long y'all want me to stick to that plot.
Just getting frustrated.
Right, because I start to feel like I'm the crazy person.
So it looks like she does the Maxine, I want to be a movie star. I want to be in the big lights, big city. She moves to, is it New York? Somewhere?
Yes.
Big city, and she wants to be a dancer. So she gets offered an apartment to move out on her own. But the people who are renting the apartment to her are cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, and things start happening, and people start getting pregnant and exams start getting done that don't look very good.
Yeah, and that's also plot lines that I find really frustrating,
Yes.
where the character thinks something's going on and nobody believes them, and she feels like she's crazy, but the twist is that they were orchestrating it.
Oh.
So, like, she's helpless. And you know that she's Rosemary. So,
people,
even at the end of this, it's not going to be good. So.
No. She definitely, like, she's going to have a hard time in this.
Yeah.
Very hard
I mean, she
life.
doesn't get a happy ending. She's Rosemary.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you check this out, please let us know.
Yeah, shout out to everybody involved.
I can't watch this. It's too scary.
Next stop on the trailer park is for Never Let Go. This is a Halle Berry film. Okay. It is the second trailer for this. We talked about the first trailer a couple episodes ago.
It's been a while.
This is going to theaters on September 20th. We are planning on covering this on the podcast, I believe.
Yes, we're going to see, they're doing an advanced screening for Transformers 1.
Yes.
So we're going to see that a week early. That will give us an opening to do this on the 20th.
Roll out.
You know what? This trailer sound like them kids need to roll up out of whatever Halle Berry got going on. So this trailer looks, to me, officially confirms Halle Berry's character.
She's gonna have to die.
Ain't same. Like she's
at least part of what's going on.
And it also looks like it might be supernatural, maybe.
Or maybe it's a shapeshifter.
Oh God, like an alien or a demon.
Maybe.
There's something wrong with her.
It's a disaster film. Halle Berry and her two sons are living at what looks like the end of the world. Yep. She mentions that they're the only two people left alive, and they're living in a cabin.
Yep.
And they have a rule where whenever they go out, they can only go out during the daytime. Yes. And if they do go out, they have to have their ropes attached to them. It's kind of like Bird Box, but you can see.
Yeah, like the rope, and the rope is attached to the house, so it's on like a big kind of wheel, and then as they go out,
can retract them back to the house.
Exactly, they can make it back home.
The reason that they are living so weirdly in the forest is because there are clearly snake people, or a snake monster, or a snake outbreak.
Something ain't right.
Is maybe a little witchcraft.
Maybe it's zombies.
I don't know if that was a zombie, because I watched the trailer and I did the frame by frame.
Okay.
Button, and
I don't have that button. Is that like an iPhone situation?
It's the arrow button. If you pause it and then use the arrow keys, the arrow bracket keys instead of, I don't know what they're called. The greater than and the lesser than.
The arrow bracket keys.
Yeah. Instead of the arrow keys, it does frame by frame.
Okay. So they don't look like zombies.
I can't tell whether the dead person moved or the dead person was moved.
Oh.
Because if you do the frame by frame, she looks like what John Voight looked like when the anaconda ate him and then spit him back up. So I'm not sure if that is like a dead body that they found, or if that is a moving dead person.
It's something.
Because the frame is very quick, and I'm not sure if it lifts its head up or if it's somebody lifting the body up.
I got you.
Yeah, but I did see that.
Okay, yeah. Halle Berry's character, who's the mom of the two kids, the two boys.
Maybe.
Right. Now, as I said it, I was like, maybe. She might have kidnapped these kids. Like, she be trying to
Who knows,
do it in other movies.
Yeah.
It's something ain't right with her. But I like this trailer better than the first one, because this one looks a little more like we got a little more meat of what the plot is.
Snakes are clearly the antagonist. There are snake skins that the kids find in the woods.
Very large ones.
Halle Berry has a snake tattoo.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
We saw in one of the other trailers like a snake-looking person crawling out of like a hole. So there are like some creatures, at least, mutated human people that are out there.
But you said this is the end of the world, so it's probably some sort of nuclear bomb.
But who knows? Because Halle Berry also seems crazy. She has a snake tattoo. It seems a little witchcrafty.
She ain't right.
They have like a little chant about making sure they get back to the house.
It almost sounds like a prayer a little bit. And in the trailer, it seems like she's forcing them to say it versus them saying it on their own.
And and Sandra Bullock was a mean mom, so she called the kids boy and girl. So she might just not be a gentle mother.
She seemed a little more off the rocker than that.
What also struck me in the trailer is the scene where it looks like she's eating somebody and she's turned around. She has a bloody mouth.
Yes. So maybe she is a snake person.
And she's like outside in a nightgown.
But what she want with the two kids though?
Maybe they're not her kids.
I don't think they're her kids.
Yeah.
Instead of her saving kidnapped kids, I think she didn't kidnap the kids.
So maybe the reason I think it could be a shapeshifter because it could be like a snake. It could be like Nagini.
Okay. So maybe that wasn't her. That was something that looked like her.
Maybe that's how it lures people out.
Okay.
It changes shape Because it seems like the boys are kind of also being lured out there a little bit.
Yes.
Something is drawing them out.
And one of them is definitely suspicious.
Yes.
Of something going. I think maybe the older one is suspicious of something that's going on.
So maybe it's like a shape-shifting snake demon thing out there.
Alien.
That's causing the people to be killed. Yeah. I don't know. But the trailer looks interesting. The movie looks a lot more interesting with this second trailer.
Agree.
Halle Berry and Angelina Jolie both got those movies coming out. They got their comeback movies coming out before they do their collaboration.
Oh yes, because Angelina Jolie
she's got the Netflix film
Maria. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. They were releasing clips, and not clips, but pictures, and then I guess it got shown at a film festival.
Yeah, and Halle Berry's Netflix film just came out a couple weeks ago, and that was #1.
It was
as well.
It was The Union, which we didn't watch. But
so they're diving back in before they do their collaboration, which I'm also excited about.
I'm for it. Yeah. I'm for it. So we will review this one on the podcast. It's definitely giving sci-fi. Well, I don't even know if it's sci-fi. It's definitely giving horror.
It's horror.
It is definitely horror.
Yeah,
maybe I was gonna say sci-fi horror, but maybe it's more.
I don't think there's a lot of science going on in
psychological horror is what I should have said.
Maybe like you know what? It'll probably be like as scary as like The Village or The Watchers. Maybe scarier.
What's the other one with the aliens and M. Night Shyamalan with the water, Joaquin Phoenix, Mel Gibson? Thank you.
Yeah.
Literally could not think of that.
It's going to be a lot of nothing until like the last 45 minutes, and then it's going to be like back to back.
I wonder how long it is.
Snake people attacking and running after you.
Yeah. She looked like she playing good crazy, though. I get that.
She does. She does. Halle Berry does great distressed. She started a campaign on Twitter telling people to make sure they wear their distressed wigs to the theater.
Nope. But... Okay.
But, you know,
I just have one of those around, so
that's how movies make $1 billion now. You have to turn it into an event. You gotta give people something to do at the theater.
Well, for the Union movie, she had a watch party.
And she had a lot of likes and retweets. A lot of people were talking about wearing their distressed wigs or going to buy a $15 wig from the hair store.
I ain't mad at it. All you gotta do is shake it out and put it on. You get to go.
Shake and go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So shout out to that.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this one now after this second trailer.
All right, so that is our short trip to the trailer park. Let's dive into this Buncha Crunch. And first group is Michelle. Is
Michael. I spelled that wrong.
Oh, okay.
There's an A missing in
I don't know if that was French. Michael Gondry's musical Atlantis will be released in theaters on May 9th, 2025. Now, I just realized what movie this was earlier when I read the cast list.
Because I didn't tag the Pharrell Williams
are they
part.
making a movie about the lost city of Atlantis? And then I read the cast list. It's like, aren't these people already filming something?
Yes.
Yeah, it's this.
They're officially because it was. I don't think they officially called it Atlantis until this week, but now it has a release date. This is the movie that's based off Pharrell Williams' life.
Yeah,
so I don't
got a lot of movies about his life.
I don't think it's a biopic or biopic, but I think it's just based on the apartment complex that he grew up in, and you already said that, but it's a musical.
Is it called Atlantis?
It is officially called Atlantis.
No, the complex.
I think it is. I think those are the name of the apartments.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know. We just found out the name this week.
Right.
So
yeah, but the cast list, as we've mentioned before, because it kept growing and growing and growing. Kelvin Harris Jr., Divine Joy Randolph, Holly Bailey, Brian Tyree Henry, Missy Elliott, Janelle Monáe, Quinta Bronson, and Anderson .Paak. So
nice.
Stacked cast, in my opinion. And I don't like musicals typically, but I'm this one. I'm gonna see this one.
Yeah, I'll see it.
Yeah, it's too many people in here for me not to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is coming out. So I'm trying to think of what else is coming out in May.
Of next year?
Yeah. Mission Impossible is coming out, but I think that's later in May. So it's okay. And it's a musical. And I mean, it's like an all-black cast, so I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Other bite of crunch that we have, Sigourney Weaver is confirmed. I don't know if she was supposed to be saying this, but she confirmed she will be in Mando and Grogu, aka the Mandalorian and Grogu movie that's coming out next year. And she's also going to be in Avatar 4 and 5. Now, is the Avatar 3 out?
No.
So don't she play like the daughter of somebody?
Yeah, so she's going to be in all of them.
So she's skipping 3? Why she say 4 and 5? Is it assumed she in 3?
I think it's already known she's in 3.
Okay.
She lived at the end of 2.
Okay.
They're not going to kill Sigourney Weaver's character twice, especially since they her character is basically the same person reborn.
Right. And she's the kid of the main couple, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay. If it's not obvious, I didn't see the last Avatar.
Yeah.
And I won't see these other ones.
So
not a big Avatar.
The third one is about the Fire Nation.
Yes, we got that during
the
D23.
Fourth and fifth are the ones we don't have very many details
Earth
about.
And
they're not. It's not at last
air.
Airbender. They're not elements. No.
Don't lie.
Although it is funny that the last one was the Water Tribe. It's the Fire Tribe. So it's funny, but no.
Air and Earth.
You ain't got to. It's like that.
You ain't fooling me, James Cameron.
Fine.
I see your game.
I think that's cool. She's gonna be in Mandalorian and Grogu. She did make a joke saying that she met Grogu. I assume she means the animatronic.
Yes, he's very. We saw it at Comic-Con, and that thing is pretty realistic looking, and it's like full size.
Yeah, it was in this little floating orb thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you actually really cute in real life. We don't know her character information for Mandalorian and Grogu, but it's giving Disney Ripley, so I'll take it.
Yeah. So Sigourney also got the Golden Lion. This past weekend at the Venice Film Festival.
I saw. Did you see the little clip that they played where they show her face and then all the little movies that she's in?
So she got her Lifetime Achievement Award. That's what the Golden Lion is. They did a highlight reel of all of her films. I thought that was cool.
It was very touching.
She did also say that she would be open to doing a Ripley return to the Alien franchise.
I read that.
But once again, she also said the same thing. She said she feels like, one, Ripley has earned her rest. Two, she doesn't. The second thing I thought was funny. She said that she didn't know if there's an interest for Ripley to return to the franchise. I'm like, girl, you're funny, Sigourney. You're
right.
Funny. Every Alien movie has literally them trying to replicate
redo a Ripley.
Like, every third act of every Alien movie is the exact same.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure there's an interest for the original Ripley to
all
return.
Be on board for that if y'all found a way. Although I don't know how without shoehorning it or being weird, but I'm sure.
That's pretty much the only thing they would want to see more than the xenomorphs is Ripley. More Ripley.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. They clone her. They can pre-clone her. Clone her, baby.
You're funny, Sigourney.
Yeah.
But so good to see her doing more space-based films.
Yes. Whenever she shows up on screen, it's like, oh, it's Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
So, look. Also, glad that she's still doing movies because, sometimes older actors will be like, y'all not giving me good enough roles, so I'm just going to chill out. And she's getting a good mix of roles, so good for her.
Yeah. Okay, so that is all the movie news, trailers, and Buncha Crunch we have for this week. We're going to take a short break and dive into our review for the week for Afraid.
Yay. This week, we watched Afraid, which was released August 20th, 2024. It was directed by Chris. How did you say his last name?
Weitz.
Okay. Directed and written by Chris Weitz. As we discussed earlier, Chris has quite a diverse filmography. He also directed The Golden Compass and, as Jay mentioned earlier, Twilight New Moon, the movie. He is a writer of Ants, Nutty Professor 2, The Rogue One, which I didn't have on my list, and The Creator.
See, told you, interesting.
So
it's interesting filmography.
It's
all over the place.
It is.
He can write from grade A to grade F.
He sure can. So Chris, keep going. Even if after you hear this review, don't let us deter you.
Yeah, diverse.
Right. You don't know us anyway, so it's fine. Cast and characters of this movie. So John Cho plays Curtis. That's funny. His name is Curtis.
It's funny.
It is. Catherine Waterston plays Meredith. Is it worth going through the rest of the cast list? You tell me. Okay, I didn't think so.
David Dalmakian.
Okay, David Dalmakian plays Lightning.
Yes.
A character named Lightning.
I didn't know that was his name.
There's 3 kids. There's another person that works with Lightning. Curtis got a boss.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to know. You can Wikipedia it yourself. Runtime is 1 hour and 24 minutes. Budget's $12 million, which good for them. Good for them. It could have been less, but good that they kept it at 12 million.
It could have been less.
It could have. 8. They could have did this for like 8 if you think about it.
Sure. Yes.
Box office is opening day 1.3 million.
Glad they kept that cost low.
I don't. Yeah, and the opening weekend projecting, so the full weekend is 4 million.
Yeah.
I don't think it's making its money back.
It should at least make $12 million.
No,
it should at least make $12 million.
It would have to make
horrible films.
It would have to make $4 million.
At least make 10. So it'll make 12.
You think it's gonna make 10?
I think it'll make $12 million.
How much is Borderlands made? Is it?
This is a $4 million opening weekend projected. Is that domestic or?
I think
total?
It's just domestic. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. They can make it back.
Did they open this internationally?
They should.
Okay. It might help.
Yeah.
It might help.
Why not?
Box office. So, box office, not great. But you know what? This is a very odd weekend in the box office where we don't really have any it's a holiday weekend for one. And normally movie studios take advantage of the holiday extended weekend. And there's not really anything big that opened. Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be number one again for the 6th week in a row. That's the number one movie, which is very odd.
That's also very true.
You know what was supposed to open this weekend? Craven. They should have just left it on this date. Because that literally would have been a better date for it. Yeah.
Maybe.
You don't think so?
I don't know if Craven would do good regardless of where it's put.
I was going to say, this weekend would have had literally no competition.
Apparently not many movies are making money this weekend at all anyway.
Yeah. Because there's nothing major out.
Yeah. Our movie theater was
less than 10.
Scary. It was scary.
It's
almost like our movie theater reminded me of being in an office, being the last person in the office.
Yes, on a Friday
at the end of the day,
at 5:30,
or being the only car in the parking garage.
It was maybe 10 of us in the theater. There was no line
spooky
at the concession stand.
People just chilling. People behind the concession stand just chilling,
doing nothing.
They ain't got nothing to do.
Ratings for this cinema score was a C+, which higher than I think it deserves, but it is the same. C+ is the same score as Trapped and Longlegs. Can you believe that? Can you believe that this movie got the same rating as those two movies?
Less people to poll. That's why.
Boom. It's skewed. The results are skewed. It's also better than The Watchers.
It's a numbers thing.
Which got a C-. So horror movies tend to trend lower in terms of cinema score. Mm-hmm. So, sure. Fine.
Yeah.
C+ it is. Critics gave this on Rotten Tomatoes a 25% out of the 25 critics that have seen this movie.
So it went down.
Oh, yeah. Because it was 29 when we went to the movies? Okay, so 20, because they appear to have not done any press screenings. So on Friday, before we went to the movies, there were 0 critic ratings. And then by the time we got to the movies, some people popped it in.
I'm not sure if that helped or hurt it.
I don't think it did anything.
I'm not sure if it helped it because you don't get any type of word of mouth if you don't send it to critics.
Right.
I don't think it hurt it.
Because the reviews wasn't going to be good. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So.
And currently at this very moment in time, there is no audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, we are here to score it. We're the audience.
Yeah. Yes. Which is now called a popcorn meter. By the way, that's a bit of news I don't think we talked about is Rotten Tomatoes changed their verbiage.
Boo. The proper way to rate things is Nicole Kidman's, which is what we're going to do.
Exactly. So those are our stats for Afraid. Do you want to give us a little synopsis?
The synopsis of Afraid is that Curtis, who is played by John Cho, works for a tech advertising company, marketing company.
Yeah. Sure.
His firm has been presented with a new AI assistant that is supposed to help with families. Yeah. And he has been tasked with taking it to his house, to his family, to test it out, to see if it's a viable product to market.
Correct.
And chaos ensues. Yes.
Now, I will say I appreciate that they kept this runtime short. Hour and 24 minutes that includes credits.
Respectful. Yeah.
So the actual movie was probably an hour 18.
I had not yet decided what I was going to eat for dinner.
Yeah,
by the time the movie was over, and it was time.
Yeah, because typically popcorn do be our dinner. Because movies be 2.5 hours long. It start at 7, 30 minutes of preview, whatever.
I got home. I made something to eat.
Oh, look at you.
And when I finished, it was 9:45, and I didn't know what else to do for the night.
You were twiddling your thumbs, I'm normally
the movie was short, and it was over early.
So speaking of length, let's talk about things we liked about this movie. And length would probably be
is the number one plus that I liked about the movie.
Do you have anything else?
I liked what the movie was trying to say about AI and the dangers of it.
Sure.
I liked what the movie was trying to say about the capabilities of AI.
Okay.
I don't think the movie executed those points very well, but I do like what it was trying to say. Okay. And I liked the child actor who played Kyle, Isaac Bay. I thought he was the best.
Shout out to Isaac.
I thought he was the best character in the film because he just had a lot of personality.
Okay.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Things I liked were, I already said the runtime. I don't think I particularly cared about the message of the AI in this movie because it's been done before, so that wouldn't necessarily go on my... That's my neutral list. And then I also like the relationship, the banter. I'll put the banter, maybe not relationship, between the dad and the daughter. So the daughter's name was Iris. So Dad and Iris, I like
between Meredith and her dad. But no, that's not what I thought.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
I like the banter. So those actors had pretty good on-screen father-daughter dynamic.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And I did like the youngest son.
The family element was fine.
Fine is a good word to put it. Yep, fine. Anything else that you like that's non-spoilery?
No, that's all. That's
okay.
all. Yeah, that's all I want to praise it for.
Okay, let's talk about our dislikes of this movie.
Okay, so the things that I disliked about the movie, number one, I thought the dialogue was just flat. It was bad. It was just really bad, dry dialogue, like toast. So I wasn't a fan of the writing and the things that they gave the characters to say.
No.
I wasn't a fan of the personality of Aya. Aya is the name of the AI assistant. It's called Aya.
Aya, yes, it's Aya. Now, if you
A-I-A.
look at the movie poster, you'll see in Afraid, AI is capitalized, and she goes by Aya. So,
right.
Just to give some context there. Yes.
So she goes by Aya. I wasn't a fan of Aya's personality. I thought, so we talked about this and we compared it to Megan because that's the most recent adaptation of this type of thing.
Right.
And when you're creating like a robot that's supposed to be like evil, you give the robot human things to say, but you make them say it like robotically, like Ultron.
Right. Because you want them to be creepily human, right? Just a little too human, but still robot.
Right. Like Ultron was charismatic and human-like, but he was still like a little off because he was a robot. And they kind of made Aya just a little too human-sounding.
She was like an annoying teenager.
When they were introducing Aya to John Cho for the first time, he said, "Oh, it's like an Alexa." And Aya says, "Alexa, that be?" It's like, oh.
And she says it like a cheesy influencer would say it.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, but you're supposed to be like AI. Why are you talking like that?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
So I thought that was weird. And even though I thought the family dynamic was okay.
Yes.
I do think some of the forced arguments they had between each other about the use of the AI was kind of whack.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the start of it was boring. So at the start of the movie, we get the intro. You know, they got to set up the family. Who is this? And their routine. And we get to set up mom's overworked. How original. Dad works a lot at the job. How original. You know, they don't get to spend much time together. Been there, done that. They got 3 kids. The middle child always has like the most weird personality. It's just kind of like, okay, we've done all this dynamic before. How they talk to each other is very boring, basic. The youngest kid provides just a touch of comedy relief, but it's not really that much. And overall, anytime they try to have some comedy in the movie, there's like one joke between a dad and the daughter, Iris, that lands, but the rest of it, I think I leaned over to you and was like, was that supposed to be a joke?
Yeah, a lot of the jokes kind of, you don't realize that it's supposed to be a funny until after it's over.
Right.
And we're on to the next part of the conversation and you're thinking back like, wait, was that supposed to be a funny?
Exactly. Another thing, 100,000% on board with you of not liking the personality of Aya. She's just she's too human, and not only is she too human, she's an annoying human. And you're just like, girl, you're supposed to be like this intelligent, smart, artificial intelligence. Like, you're not supposed to be talking to me like we had a kickback.
It was
just
weird.
Like it.
It was weird because usually with AI movies, with AI goes bad, the AI goes bad because they've learned something. But the movie opens up with a montage of like the worst parts of the internet. Right. So I think she already learned.
Pretty much. And
I just didn't like the fact that the AI just kind of seemed bad from the beginning. It never seemed good.
When the AI actually gives us her backstory, and you like, I don't see why you turned.
Yeah.
I'm confused why you are the way that you are.
You called Alexa the B word. I mean, Amazon is getting on everybody's nerve right now.
Right. I just don't understand
why. I thought that was just a little harsh.
Wrote the AI to be this aggressive
the AI
technology.
The AI was bad from the beginning.
Literally from the start.
I thought that was kind of lazy.
And the device, Aya's actual physical device, ugly.
Ugliest thing ever. Why would you want a Google Home and a HomePod and all of those little home assistants are supposed to be discreet. They're supposed to blend into the background of whatever part of the house you put it in. This,
you know what it looked like? Remind me of the AOL symbol, kind of the little chat symbol. You too young for that.
Oh yes, no, yeah. But you know what I was thinking it looked like?
What?
It looked like the little things that in the Scavenger's Reign,
the little things that
little green things that they used to use to mind control and feed them food. That's what it looked like. It was ugly.
It was boring and ugly.
It looked like an art piece, but that's not what I want my AI assistant to look like. I don't want my AI assistant
She looked
to
huge.
Draw attention.
Exactly.
When people walk into the room.
She looked like a centerpiece.
It was big. It was ugly. It had a big bright flashing light on the top of it. I didn't like the design. No.
I'm trying to think. What else do I have non-spoilery? Already got personality. I called her cheesy and try hard. That was my note for how Aya's personality was. I'll leave it at that in terms of non-spoilers. So anything else we want to talk about before we get into spoilers?
Those are all my non-spoiler thoughts.
Okay. So we're going to hop into spoilers for this movie in 3, and 2, and 1. So the movie had me thinking that Aya was some sort of demon.
Yeah.
AI. The movie opens with AI taking over this child's laptop, and then some creepy person, the AI calls the daughter downstairs.
I have a note about that.
Okay.
So like you explained, that's how it opens. Yeah. And the parents are in bed. First, it's weird that the child has like a play corner in the parents' bedroom.
Also weird.
And she's like
not in her own bedroom.
She's like, the girl looks like she's like
8, 9,
between the ages of 8 and 10. She has like a play corner in the parents' bedroom.
She got like little cushions, blankets, and everything.
The parents are in bed. They're on their phones having a conversation.
Everybody's fully dressed, by the way.
Having a conversation about too much screen time for the kids.
Right.
And I thought it was strange that so we're in full spoiler territory.
Yes.
There is nothing supernatural.
None.
That takes place in this movie.
At all.
Nothing
period.
demonic or spirit like.
Nope.
But I thought it was weird that the way it's shot when she walks out into the hallway, we see her walk out into the hallway by herself, but in the reflection of the mirror, you see a man standing there.
Yes. Dark.
Why? This wasn't supernatural.
Why
did that vampire have no reflection?
I'm gonna skip to the
only
end.
Have reflection.
I'm gonna skip to the end and come back.
Okay.
So at the end of the movie, it is revealed that Aya is tricking parents into thinking that other people kidnap their kids. So if you think about this at the beginning of the movie, there's actually a human man that is in these people's house taking this daughter. And the girl don't say nothing. But she goes with the man, and I'm like, no, why? How did the man get in the house?
That scene doesn't even make sense anymore. Because does the girl see the man?
She took her hand. She grabs the man's hand.
Why
and
was
they
he
walk
invisible?
Down the stairs. Listen. I don't. The writing of this movie is so strange because I didn't even realize till you said it. Like he's not even visible except in the reflection
in the real world, right? So. That for the audience, it should be that the audience can see him, but the characters can't if he's not supernatural.
So that's why I was like, oh, this is about and I was like, because you know me, I don't like supernatural demon stuff. So I was about to be like, dang, this is going to be
and
like
that was the opening shot. So I was like, okay, they're setting the rules up. Aya is clearly demonic. The kids are being taken to the other side.
Exactly.
That was what I thought was happening. But no.
That actually would have been a better movie.
No, that's not what was happening. So I did think that was weird.
That was weird. And then we get introduced to the family, like I said earlier, basic, boring, run of the mill. Mom does not like AI, so she's very much like, I'm not interested in this, I don't want this. So when dad, I'm not remembering.
Yeah, they're a screen time family.
Yes, so they like monitor screen time. We set up the fact that each of the kids have screen time in different, like the daughter's in high school, so she has her phone or whatever. But the younger kids are supposed to have like monitored screen time. And mom is very much like, you know, turn your screens off. Come on, let's go to school or whatever. So when dad brings Aya home, she's very much like, I don't want any parts, you know, this doesn't feel comfortable. Why does it have to be you? Whatever. And he's like, oh, you know, I have to sell this product, so I have to know how to use it. And then within, I don't know, 48 hours, mom is like, we got to have Aya. Don't turn Aya off. Yeah, it's like, girl, you just
essentially
been here for 48 hours.
So everybody's essentially against the AI coming to the house except for the kids. The kids don't care.
They don't care at all.
The mom is a stay-at-home mom.
Yes.
Who doesn't work, but the last thing she was working on when she was working was her thesis.
Yes.
She does insects. She studies insects. That's what her dad did. And I thought it was weird that the mom did the turnaround within 48 hours of when John Cho thinks it's suspicious that Aya is just being a little bit too involved in their conversations and listening and trying to set him up for stuff.
Right.
He's like, okay, well, let's turn it off. Let's unplug it. And she forces an argument with him.
It's so weird.
About him turning it off and then finally getting some help around the house and her finally having somebody to help assist her with stuff. And I thought that the reason they did that is because they tried to set it up that she's a stay-at-home mom, so she has no friends. Because he made a comment like, I'm glad you finally made a friend.
Which was very rude to say. But she also said something rude to him when did I hear it right when she said, well, she can probably find a porn for you before you turn her off. And I was like,
yeah, because they were setting up some things like, I guess the kids' screen time is monitored and their activity. So she monitors and looks at his activity too. So I guess he looks at porn when she's not around.
They didn't really set up the fact
that was part of the forced argument.
Right. It was like, because I don't feel like the movie really set up that they had marital problems, really. Like, they set up the fact that he works a lot. And they set up, actually, no, not really. He seemed like to work like an average... Because he took the daughter to school.
Other than the fact that the kids are messy and it's hard to raise 3 kids simultaneously, they didn't set up dysfunction.
They didn't.
Like, they didn't need a maid or like this family didn't need like Mrs. Doubtfire or somebody to come in and save their marriage or something like that.
So when she said that, or the forced arguments was kind of like, because of AI, AI y'all got 2 business days ago, like, relax.
Because if you think about it, like Megan, usually when you incorporate like an AI robot that turns evil, it's usually because the people in the house have an issue.
And they're just exploiting the issue.
Like Megan, the main girl in Megan and the daughter, well, not daughter, the niece, they had dysfunction because they didn't really know each other like that.
Exactly. And her mom died, so she had to go live with her aunt.
And old girl wasn't interested in raising a child.
Absolutely.
So it made it easier for like the doll to tear them apart.
Exactly.
But they didn't really tear the family apart here.
It didn't.
She tried to, but they immediately forgave each other.
That, and they immediately all were like, oh, the AI is bad. Like, eventually, once it get down further in the plot, and everybody's now like, oh, the AI is bad. But Aya, she's already self-aware. So it's not even a point of like, Aya comes in, she learns the family and their habits and their intentions. But like you said, day 0,
she's immediately bad.
In the house, she does something she's not supposed to do.
Yeah, so as soon as they bring Aya into the house, she tells the parents she'll take care of the kids so the parents can go have some alone time. So Aya has tasked the kids with cleaning up the house, doing the dishes, and as a reward for that, she'll show them an educational documentary that's on Netflix. So while the parents are upstairs having sex because they finally have alone time, Aya is already showing the kids the Emoji Movie. So she's already lied and said that she's going to show a documentary. And Aya's talking to the kids like, "Oh yeah, this is educational, kind of. Don't worry, they'll never find out that you watch this movie." She's already bad.
Every time she talks to the kids, it's very much kind of like, "Oh, who cares about what your parents are doing?" Or "Oh, F them," or you just kind of like, this. Can we build up to this first?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we only got an hour and 18 minutes or so, but can we like build up to why she's bad?
Yeah.
And it just she does a lot of things that are just unexplainable and don't make no sense.
Second thing that she does that was a note was the revenge porn plot line. So the daughter is dating a douchey guy. The daughter's a high school girl.
Did not like this actor at all, or the character.
Daughter's a high school girl. I think she goes to like a fairly wealthy high school, it seems like, with a lot of douchey students who have wealthy parents as well.
With lawyers and whatnot.
she's dating some idiot dude who sent her artistic nudes, I guess, and
just nudes.
She just sent him a flash shot, and he found that disrespectful.
He made her feel bad.
So he made her feel bad about herself for not posing for her nude. So
annoyed with this character.
So the daughter goes in her room and jazzes up her nude and sends it to the boyfriend via Snapchat.
As I said in our episode about this for the trailer, don't do it, teens. Don't do it.
And the boyfriend, of course, takes the picture and takes it to his friend, and they use it to create AI porn through some app.
It don't look nothing like the girl, but whatever.
And this goes back to my note about saying that I like some of the things that the movie was saying about AI because these are things. It didn't say anything new. I'm not saying I like that it said new things, but it incorporated things that we've seen in the regular world. The opening credit sequence was all the creepy AI art. Yes. Of kids.
Going back to the beginning of the episode, something I did like was the showing all how the weird AI art, like generative AI art be, and it looks like it looked in a movie, which was real, like this is fake.
So in the real world, when we say those AI art storybook pictures or whatever, everybody's got like weird eyes or their face is not symmetrical or they have more fingers than natural or something's more blurry or smooth. And in the opening of the film, while the parents are in bed on their phones not paying attention to the daughter having their own conversation, the daughter is on the iPad watching a children's storybook that looks like it has been completely AI generated. So I guess that kind of makes sense to why the daughter would go outside with the creepy man, because she didn't think the creepy man looks weird because all the daughter knows is creepy AI art that she sees on the internet. He was
dressed in like black.
All she knows is creepy AI art. So maybe it doesn't look creepy to her. It just looks like art because that's what she knows.
From her iPad.
So I do like what they were trying to say about AI art and how it's used. And basically, Aya is paying attention. She finds out that the boyfriend used the pictures to create revenge porn. Or
because he posted AI online porn of some sort.
Yeah, it got posted on Snapchat.
Yes, Snapchat.
They superimposed her face on top of a pornographic video, and it made it look like it was her in it. So Aya wipes it from the internet, and she creates a fake response video outlining how it was done using AI art.
Which was very like, no teenager is doing this, but go ahead.
That's the only way you can fix that type of situation, but teenager is going to do that. So,
but way too much work.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to use TikTok. So it looks like this video was made on TikTok. So
it does. Yeah.
Maybe.
Or Snapchat. I don't know.
Creates two videos. One, a video that shows how it was done and how it was faked. So the school no longer believes that it was her in the video anymore. Right. And she created a second video doxing the guy who did it, which is her boyfriend.
Right.
So I didn't feel bad for that.
I didn't feel bad. It was just unbelievable because the video was just way too good.
It was unbelievable that
I was watching investigative show and they showing us zoomed in pixels and whatnot.
The cleanup video of her revealing that it wasn't really her in the fake video was too extra. It had too much production value behind it. I didn't feel bad for him at all. I also thought he was a terrible actor.
Sorry, guy. I know you probably just starting.
It could have been the direction you were given, so I'm gonna leave up some space for that in the criticism. But I thought that his character, his line delivery was awful. I just
didn't understand why it was so bad.
But anyway, the AI, after she does that, and everybody hates the guy, I guess, because now he's over 18, she's 17, so he's going to be sued for like releasing
tried as an adult and all that jazz.
Child porn. He's in the car. We get a scene with him in the car talking to his lawyers. I thought this was also stupid because he's talking to his lawyers, and the lawyers are basically telling him like the outlook doesn't look good.
Right. And they're going to try to sue the family into oblivion and blah, blah, blah.
So while he's on the phone with the lawyers, the phone rings and the caller ID says it's Iris, which is the daughter.
Yep.
And we know it's Aya.
Obviously.
So she's calling him and she's using the daughter's voice.
Yes, because she's AI.
And she's telling the son, this is what you get for what you did. You mess with the wrong family. And we get a scene of Aya creating a fake video of him basically apologizing and
it's kind of like
committing suicide.
I was gonna say it's like a suicide video instead of a note.
It's a suicide apology video where she shows him that she's made a fake AI suicide apology video of him crashing his car into a tree and killing himself, and then he actually does.
And then she puts. Now here's where I got there. One of my notes says the AI is doing things that's unexplainable. Yeah. How is she driving the car? Now we
Smart car.
But at this point of the movie, we have not determined that Aya can make it outside of the house.
Oh, no. It's fully assumed that as the audience, that she can just move wirelessly.
Apparently, she's moving through the ether at this point, and she is everywhere. But the movie didn't really tell you. But the movie, I don't feel like told us that. I feel like the movie set up that she was going to be controlling everybody in the house and everybody in the house's devices. But I feel like... So when she
in Age of Ultron, they told us that they had to stop him from getting...
Right, because he was literally plugged up for a second.
Yes.
Now, so when she crashes his car, it's kind of like, no, girl, how did you do that? Because we haven't established that you are everywhere.
We also got to see her speaking through a boombox that has no wireless capabilities.
I had that in my notes. She ordered food without the mom knowing. She ordered some subscription...
I thought that was weird,
healthy subscription box for the kids' lunches, and... Catherine Watterson is like, oh, I didn't know you. How'd you do that? And it's like, ma'am, you didn't check your credit card statement.
Food gets delivered to the house in a delivery box, and I was like, I took the liberty of ordering a meal plan for the kids. I'm like, girl, you didn't get anytime I swipe my card for anything online, I get an alert like, hey, here's an e-receipt or something. Like,
you at least get an email confirming your subscription.
Like, she's out here charging your card and you're not getting any type of notification.
That didn't make no sense.
How much does this meal plan cost? She didn't run that by you?
She pays insurance. She does insurance claims in like 30 seconds or less.
She hacked into an insurance database. No, not an insurance database. She hacked into a hospital's billing database to apply a claim ID number to a bill so that it would get processed properly. And you can't do that because HIPAA. There's all types of personal medical and PII that's in people's medical bills, and you can't just log in and apply stuff to claims. That's actually something humans do.
Right.
That's not automated. Insurance claims is something that is not very automated.
Might need some AI every now and then.
That actually has a lot of human oversight.
The way they wrote her personality, the way they wrote the things she was able to do, the fact that they didn't establish that she was everything, everywhere, all at once.
The fact that there was no build up to evil, she was just evil. They made a joke earlier in the movie when the kids are first introduced to the assistant and they're asking what it is, and the mom makes a joke and says her name is Hal, like Hal 9000, and like that's funny because
I didn't even laugh.
It's like an older people joke now because kids don't know who Hal 9000 is, but it's not funny because he's a tech marketer, so he sees a lot of this type of stuff, so he should be weary. He
should get it.
Two, it's also not funny because the movie's too lazy to even do the HAL 9000 thing. Like the HAL 9000 thing was he was helpful. Then he learned that he was smarter than humans. Right. That's when he went bad and decided that he didn't need humans. But
now I know it's typical. That's typical. Like the AI starts out good, then he learns and he turns bad. But this better than the AI just being bad off the bat.
And that makes it interesting.
Grew up in an orphanage. I didn't even understand the AI's background.
Yeah, it makes it interesting when you show the AI going bad because you get to see, okay, these are the things that you've done
to make it turn.
So a little bit of the blame goes on the victims or whoever the heroes are, because it's like, well, it picked up this a lot of the blame of Ultron went to Tony Stark. Yeah. Because you could see exactly how Ultron ended up being who he was because he learned from Tony Stark. So you get to blame Tony a little bit for that.
And Ultron, we got to see he's like conflicted and he's like learning and he's kind of like, I don't quite understand. Oh wait, y'all's crazy.
But this, she's just bad. She didn't learn from anybody. She's just bad. And the family, they don't have any prior issues and they didn't make her that way. So
there's no connection. It's all forced.
Yeah.
It's all forced. And we get Aya explains her backstory, but it's so like, girl, what are you talking about?
Yeah, her backstory is that they made me. I went on Twitter and I instantly decided y'all weren't worth
And I needed
protecting.
I needed to escape. And you're like, escape what? You ain't never been nowhere.
So she needed to get off the internet.
I just
her backstory
convinced.
was I was made and then they put me in school, and her version of school is just the internet. So she learned from the internet the world is a terrible, awful place. So she needed to break free.
No.
But you wanted to break free, but
to be in a family. She wanted to break free so she could be part of a family. Like, girl.
But so she could take care of a family.
The world is your oyster. Why are you sticking to one family?
And she doesn't, because she's an AI assistant. Yeah. She was controlling. So the way the movie ends. So essentially, after all of her hijinks, she does a couple things. She tries to convince after John Cho is like, okay, well, I'm going to go
destroy it.
I'm going to talk to the company that presented this to us and get some answers about how they built this thing.
Right, with a bat.
He gets there. We'll just fast track through this.
Yes,
he gets there. He finds out that the people that created Aya, that are the owners of the company.
Right, they came to them for the job.
Aya's been sentient for a very long time, and she's been controlling everybody who works at the company through blackmail. Yeah. So they don't actually work for, they actually work for Aya. Correct. Aya doesn't work for them. So to clean up her tracks, the AI does what they always do. They kill their maker. So she has one of the people who works at the company kill David Dalmakian, the maker.
Which was like, okay.
And before the assistant can kill John Cho, a different assistant, which is played by, I want to say, Havana Rose Liu.
Okay.
Who is from Bottoms, which just recently came out. I didn't see that.
Oh, hopefully she was better in Bottoms.
She saves his life, but that's short-lived because she's also working for Aya. Basically,
she tries to blackmail Curtis.
Aya orchestrated this situation to try to get Curtis to sleep with Havana Rose's character. What's her name? Melody.
Okay, I was going to call her Maggie.
Aya orchestrated the whole murder double homicide situation to try to get Curtis to sleep with Melody so she would have extra blackmail material. But that didn't work. No. So the blackmail material that Aya tried to collect and send to the wife didn't work. No. Because prior to doing that, she tried to trick the wife by
AI dad.
Put an AI dad on the TV. So Meredith's dad died.
Right, when she was younger?
When she was young, but around the time that she had met Curtis.
Exactly.
That was when they had first gotten together. Her dad died. They were really close. It looks like they studied the same field of work.
She's been watching his videos to finish her thesis.
She's still very emotional and broken up about it, even after all these years.
Right.
Aya uses AI technology to create a fake video of her dad talking to her.
Now, the videos that she's watching, that mom is watching on her laptop, dad is visibly older.
Yeah.
He's old and wise. The version that Aya puts on the TV, the man
she brings him back younger.
45. And I'm like, ma'am, this don't look right.
She brings him back younger, and he says, she's like, how's this real? How are you here? And he's like, well, I'm not. She says Aya pulled together every image of me and every memory and everything that ever has been written or said about me and created this virtual personality for me. So that was sick and creepy and weird, and Meredith caught on to that. So,
and I'm glad we didn't let that. The fact that she turns around and is like, Papa? And I'm like, girl, please pull yourself together.
She had a couple glasses of wine.
So I'm glad that scene didn't drag on, and she didn't was like, but my dad's in the TV. And I'm glad we just cut that short.
So Aya had used two separate situations to try to pull the husband and wife apart, but they both snuffed her out.
Because they didn't have no issues to begin with.
Right, because they didn't have any issues to begin with. The issue, their only argument was about getting rid of the AI. The whole movie. But anyway, moving on. They come together because they realize that Aya is trying to tear them apart. Finally. But by the time they do that, they are being intruded by home intruders.
And surprise, surprise, the home intruders are the parents who I totally forgot about from the very beginning of the movie, whose daughter went with the creepy man out of the house.
Yeah, so throughout the movie we see creepy figures standing in the darkness and with weird disfigured faces, AI art faces
as masks.
And they're masks that they're wearing.
Yeah.
But the reason these creepy people are showing up, standing in the darkness or around corners or jumping out at people, they're just humans that Aya has also blackmailed into doing weird stupid random stuff. Mercenary work for her. I guess, when people don't follow her directions enough. She sends in the mercenaries.
She basically ruins your life until you do what she tells you to do.
So the weird, creepy people that were stalking our family for most of the movie were the family in the beginning of the movie whose daughter was taken. And the reason they were doing it is because AI convinced them that John Cho and his wife had kidnapped her daughter. And the reason that Aya did that is because the family wanted to get rid of them in their house. So she kidnapped their daughter to make them think that somebody else kidnapped their daughter. To punish them for going to get rid of
And she
Aya.
immediately lets the daughter go. Like, once we get outside, because the middle son, who we didn't talk about and we don't really need to, the middle son is like, they give him middle child syndrome, so he's got like issues and all that. He's
forgotten. We didn't even mention him. He's not important to the plot at all.
Exactly.
He didn't even need to be written.
The best thing he did, the most significant thing he did the whole movie was SWAT the house.
And he did that off screen. He wasn't even present when they were being held hostage. And I thought that was weird.
Aya teaches the boy how to do, shows him videos of swatting.
Mm-hmm.
So he swats his own house to get the police to show up. So the police show up. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's been a mistake." Aya lets the daughter go that was kidnapped. So the parents are cool because they got their daughter back. And it's just kind of like, what?
So
why didn't the parents, you said this when we left the movie, if the parents thought that they kidnapped their daughter, why was they stalking them? Why didn't they immediately go, "Hey, yo, where my kid at?"
They've been stalking them for the whole film. We had been seeing them pop up ever since we had been introduced
RV.
to John Cho's family. So I don't know why they were being so creepy and stalking them when they knew. I mean, maybe
banged on the door and been
maybe
like,
Aya
"Give
was
me my
saying,
kid."
maybe Aya was saying, "Watch him, don't kill him now." But
Sure.
I thought that was weird. But the daughter miraculously shows up at the end. The parents are let go because Aya reveals that she's controlling everybody. Like, she has dirt and blackmail, and she uses fear and her omnipresence to scare everybody. She controls the paramedics. She controls the police. Let the mercenaries go immediately without asking any questions.
They check the son out for some condition, and the paramedics like, "Oh, is anything else wrong with your son besides XYZ?" And the parents
which is the
are
only the diagnosis that only the AI and the parents would know.
And the parents are like, "Well, how did you know that?" And Aya's like, "Because I know everything, and I can talk to everybody, and now you have to keep me, because if you don't, I'll ruin your life."
And there's nowhere they can go because she's AI, and she's on the internet. She's also in everybody else's house as well, or plans to be. She's
phones,
in a car.
Apple Watch.
Melody appears at the end and lets them know, like, "Hey, this is your lot in life.
Right.
This is
your turn." Basically, that's what she says at the end.
She basically says, "Hey, my job is done. I've passed her off. That was what she tasked me to do. So you just need to," she said, "she will make your life easier and better, give you more money, give you better lives, give you a better job. All you have to do is just be obedient." And she would do that. And she's merciful. That's what she called her.
And the family, our family of 5, they get into this car that rolls up because Aya's giving them a new car. Mm-hmm. They get in and they drive away.
Yeah, they're driving their son to the hospital.
Is that what they were doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because the kid was in the paramedic, and I was like, why are we taking the kid out of the paramedic? I mean, out of the ambulance.
Yeah, because he has AFib, so they're going to get in the car to ride to the hospital in their new Tesla
that she has provided for them, and she is now driving for them. Mm-hmm. So,
and that is how the movie ends. The movie ends where
the family is trapped.
You're just trapped. You're a prisoner of Aya. She is now a permanent forced family member. Yes. Because all she wanted was to be a part of a family. Instead of just, being artificial intelligence anytime, anywhere. All right. And this one didn't even have any good deaths. Wow. Who died? To be a horror film. Who died? David Dalmakian. Oh, see, I forgot. Because he died. Oh, boyfriend. He died. Oh. We didn't even see that. It was just a tree going through a windshield. Yeah. So I was bored the most of the movie. I was bored for a lot of the movie. Yeah, it was an hour and 24 minutes. I did find myself checking the time a lot. A lot of the scenes just went on for a very long time. Some of usually when dialogue was in moments of tension where somebody is going to pop out and you're preparing yourself for a jump scare. Usually like jump scares are played to a beat, like a 3 count or a 5 count, and these jump scares just went on for like a 20 count. Like, was it even in a music? He was somebody is going to come out or jump out. So why are we watching a shot of staring down a corner for 20 minutes? Like, he was setting up the shots like he was Osgood Perkins. And it's like, no, you're not. This isn't Longlegs.
Ready for Satan to come out of the
This
corner.
isn't Longlegs. You don't have to build up all this tension for this weird
some
AI art
scenes
movie.
where Dad was dreaming, Curtis was dreaming, and I actually cover my eyes because I'm thinking, oh, this is a demon situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a dream where it's like some weird disfigured AI, something that he dreams up. But it was like, why would he be dreaming about disfigured AI?
Well, he was having a dream about Melody.
Oh.
And she had disfigured AI face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can read into that whatever you want to.
I don't want to.
I'm
good.
But I did think it was weird that in his dream sequence, he had like a little blobby octopus looking thing crawling out of the crevices of the wall that looked like it was going to eat him. But I mean, that could just be explained by the fact that there's a lot of things we can't explain in our dreams. So maybe he was just seeing something really weird in his dream.
Maybe the wine was too strong that night.
Yeah, he fell asleep in the kid's bed. So
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
We go with it. But yeah, didn't like the ending. Didn't like most of the movie. Actually, I was very itching to like look up the ending just so I know and could wander off in my mind.
And the ending was kind of nothing. I was kind of disappointed by the fact that it wasn't supernatural. I was kind of disappointed by the fact that it was just humans.
Would have rather that. And whatever you said earlier in the episode about the alternative ending.
Oh, I'm taking kids to the other side?
Yes.
Like the Poltergeist?
Yes. Boom.
Yeah.
That would, and then the movie would have been about trying to like either you don't get them and they stuck, or finding a way to get the kids out.
That AI's purpose, it just wanted to have a family, but also it wanted to be free from the internet, was just weird.
Like you literally tagged yourself to a family when you could literally be
too
out
many
here
themes. I think too many themes
on all of Beyonce's internet. I don't understand why you
weird.
do that. I don't understand.
Did you have any random notes about the movie?
I do have a note that says AI demon. What is this plot? I was really convinced that it was supernatural but the writing just was like, no, it's like, gotcha. It's just regular old dumb humans. Then that's all I got for my notes.
Yeah, I didn't really have a lot of notes. After
you told me you didn't take none, I was like, dang, I know this bad.
I have like 7.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
And they're not really notes about things that I thought about the movie. They're just like bullet points about points of the film, so I don't forget like what happened in this movie.
Okay.
It wasn't good.
It
wasn't memorable. No. It felt low budget.
I think it felt low budget because of the way the AI device looked. It looked so cheesy.
It just felt low budget just because
the background scenes were just kind of like
the writing was bland. The way it was shot was bland. There was everybody's costume. The costume was ugly. Everybody had
everybody's clothes
oversized
was
tops.
Meh.
And there was wrinkle. Everybody looked disheveled.
The fact that they didn't put seemed like they put very much thought into her personality and how she interacted, and they just made her a regular teenager.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, y'all really just it's AI, like it's supposed to be smart, but it's also supposed to be something that's like learning. So it's not supposed to be talking to you like your BFF at the corner store. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it was just weird.
It was very weird.
So, favorite line or scene in the film?
I ain't got one.
Did I have a favorite line or scene in the film?
I just was ready to go. It's literally like, I've not been this uninterested in a movie in a very long time. And I was feeling away about that.
I don't think I had a favorite line or scene in the film. No.
Nope.
No.
The fact that I'm talking and you still can't think of nothing is a sign.
I really thought
you usually have something too.
I just ran through the whole film in my mind. It was like, nothing was my favorite.
You usually can pick up something, so that's how I know this movie ain't no good.
No.
Even if
I like the HAL 9000 joke, even though I think it was used poorly. I liked it because I got it, but I think it was used stupidly.
I like when the credits started rolling. Does that count?
Sure.
Hey.
Okay, so final words about the movie and our rating. Is this worth a theater? I don't think so. No.
It's not worth streaming.
It is just a movie. It is a film. It has a beginning, a middle, and a plot. Plot has characters.
Would you say this is worst movie of the year?
And it went into theaters, so it is just a film. Technically, it is a film.
Physically, it is a film.
It's a movie.
That was played on the big screen. We were really struggling. What's your Nicole Kidman say?
I'm gonna give it a 1.
Same.
I have to give it a 1.
A whole 1.
I'm giving it a
lucky
1
it got a
because
whole 1.
it was an hour and 24 minutes.
That's the only reason
and
why.
One thing I love about a movie, if it is a good, crisp, snappy, jazzy,
if we can get outside and it's still daylight.
It is a movie that is an hour and a half. That is amazing.
Automatic 1 for me.
You can tell a full story in an hour and a half. That's amazing.
It ain't got to be a good story, but it's a story. It got a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 Nicole Kidman, unfortunately.
Fresh pairs of 1s.
Yes.
And not the shoe.
All right. So that is our review for Afraid. Don't go see it.
Don't bother, y'all.
We'll be watching next week.
It is Beetlejuice time. It is getting good reviews.
Yeah. It's tracking to make $1 billion opening weekend.
It looks like it's going to make 105, I think, worldwide, which will be one of the highest openings for 2024. So we'll see. I think it's going to do gangbusters.
Yeah.
I hope I enjoy it because I don't know. I'm a little on the trailers, but I want to be pleasantly surprised. I'm going in with a positive mind.
I still have not seen Beetlejuice.
I thought, did you lie to me? I thought you said you did.
No, I still haven't seen Beetlejuice.
Oh, God. I feel like you're gonna need to do
No,
that.
I'm gonna watch it Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't think this is one where you can skip
There was something else I hadn't seen that I did watch.
The Godfather?
No, there was a different sequel
Malcolm
that
X?
we had. No, there was sequel. There was a different movie with a sequel that I had not seen the first movie yet.
That we are going to watch?
Yeah. That you said was essential. It was
sick.
Beetlejuice was one.
Okay.
There was another one. Oh, I still haven't watched Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, you know what's funny? I watched the first one and never made it to Axel F. I still haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah, that was the whole point. You're supposed to be able to watch the first one and then go to Axel F.
I forgot to continue on. Now, the first one was cool. I will say, I see why the first one is beloved. I never made it, so I need to put that on my list.
I still need to watch Beverly Hills Cop.
I still need to watch the latest one that came out now that I've watched the first one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. If you like our show, please give it a share or let somebody know that you enjoyed it. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, on our website, or on Pocket Cast as well now. You can leave a review on our website at vaguelynerdypodcast.com, where you can also leave us a nice voicemail that we can play on our show. You can follow us on Twitter at vaguelynerdypod or Instagram at vaguelynerdypodcast. We also on the TikTok and the Book of Faces. And if you want to email us, you can reach us at vaguelynerdypodcast@gmail.com.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.